Hey guys, it's Godbars here, the self-proclaimed hip-hop historian, and this is the 146th episode of my series where I grab a vinyl from my collection, talk about why I love it, what influence it has, and what its place is in the grand scheme of hip-hop. So I realized that I've only had the GOAT Jay Dilla on here once before, and it was in my first 10 videos when I tackled his magnum opus Donuts. I knew I wanted to talk about another JD project in this group, but while I'd initially picked Rough Draft because I adore that album and I think it's definitely his most underrated, once I realized I hadn't discussed any Slum Village work yet, I knew that I kinda had to do them first, before delving a bit deeper into Dilla's solo career. While he would leave the group to pursue that solo career after their second LP here, remaining members T3 and Batin had some great music with lyrical wizard Elzai, and the first two volumes of the Fan-Tas-Tic series here are absolutely timeless classics. Altogether, they contributed to the plethora of game-changing material that came out of the wider Soulquarian movement in the late 90s and early 2000s, with just some of the legendary releases to drop during this golden period being Mos Def or Yasin Bey's Black on Both Sides, Things Fall Apart by The Roots, Common's Like Water for Chocolate, Talib Kweli's Quality, Erykah Badu's Mama's Gun, D'Angelo's Voodoo, amplified by Q-Tip, and the classic LP we're discussing today, Fan-Tas-Tic Volume 2, which came out right at the turn of the century. This album is a perfect representative for both Jay Dilla's idiosyncratic beatmaking style and this neo-soul movement overall, which sort of acted as an updated reincarnation of the native tongue style that heavily inspired all the artists in this collective, but started to fizzle out in the early to mid-90s. Of course, the artists themselves still stayed relevant and dropped quality material way after their golden age stint, but groups like De La Soul and A Tribe Called Quest had moved on to slightly darker and more experimental waters. Along with Slum Village came that Afrocentrism that dudes like Common were preaching, yet their music still had rugged beats and an edge that any old school boom bap fanatic would die for. While they may have had their share of issues behind the scenes, the chemistry that these guys displayed on the mic was undeniable and couldn't be the better partner for JD's creative and forward-thinking production. They take so many refreshing liberties on here, like on the track Jealousy, where they deliver the chopped up hook in synchronization with the beat, giving it this cool, jerky quality, as well as forming a connection between the MCs and the instrumentals, which is even more impressive when you consider how common it is nowadays to not even meet or be in the same studio at all. I'm pretty sure that was a critique of that one Drake Future album, where despite it being referred to as a collaboration, if I remember correctly, they recorded all their verses completely separately, and then some engineer probably stitched the stems together to try and make it sound like an actual dual effort. I suppose I don't have an issue with that in theory if the product still ends up sounding good, but it feels much more organic when the production and rapping interact and feed off each other in some way. Another dope example of Slum Village playing with song structures on here is with the track I Don't Know, where Dilla cuts in a myriad of samples throughout the verses, taking various single syllable words from the reference material and splicing them in so they seamlessly fill in the blanks each member periodically leaves. Of course, Jay Dilla isn't just behind the boards for this or any other Slum Village project that featured his involvement, as he has great chemistry as a rapper with both T3 and Batin, who all effortlessly trade off bars that often build on the previous member's last rhyme scheme. One of my favorite displays on Volume 2 of this inclusive atmosphere comes on the second track, where I really can't emphasize which MC it is at any given time because they're passing the mic every 4 lines or so, but that cypher energy is exactly what I love about it. The part I want to share begins with JD, then cycles through T3, and finally Batin. You can really see how each member manages to stay on the same page lyrically with quick, fast, and always got a way to get cash. Whiplash is what you get when you mash in the gas. If you ask, you might catch me. You might catch me in my rental, won't catch me in tinted windows, might catch me on residentials or various instrumentals, and yo, got a whole crew, and my crew is monumental, and yo, you need to lo and behold these innuendos. It's just the fine talk. Mac'll come with tracks, you relaxed. My rhyme is universal like elastic, I hope you feel me like you feel your past, or what do you practice? And you so used to babbling? See, it don't matter 'cause we mastered this rap shit. Pockets get badder 'cause it's hitting so immaculate. You like the way it goes down when S attacks it. It will get tragic when the S is on the mission. One more of the infinite legendary production tricks JD pulled off on this thing is how he tricks your mind by flipping a sample where the singer is saying the name Claire, but Jay slyly fools your brain into hearing players, solely through how he warps the loop and by naming the track that. Giving it more than a new context, it's an entirely different piece of music altogether, with a new meaning that wasn't even intended by the original songwriter, which is really a perfect encapsulation for what I love so much about sampling and hip hop. All of that game changing production is handled by Dilla himself, except one track that's co produced by D'Angelo and one by the legend Pete Rock. Both of them also appear on the feature side of things, along with Q-Tip, Common, Busta Rhymes, and interestingly enough, Corrupt of the Dog Pound. For my honorable mentions on this one, I think I'd have to go with tracks like Climax, Tell Me, What's It All About, Fourth and Back, Raise It Up, Once Upon a Time, Thelonious, Go Ladies, Untitled slash Fantastic, To You, For You, and Who Are We? When it comes to the three songs I enjoyed the most overall, I'd have to choose Players, Hold Tight, and Get This Money. Thank you for watching my 146th video. Next time, we have arguably the most iconic duo in hip-hop, who criminally has only been featured once on this page before, so look out for that one, and if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know what your favorite songs are off this classic Slum Village LP. Don't forget to have a great day, and I'll see you next time, okay? Alright.